Hey everybody, I'm about to go for a ride here, and I figured I would show everyone the best $40 I've ever spent on this bike, and that's for these little pod lights here from Tractor Supply. I caught myself out on the interstate one night trying to get home, and I noticed I didn't have enough pitch in the low beam to see far enough ahead of me. I was worried I'd come up on a tire or something and not be able to get stopped, and I didn't want to blind everyone with the high beams. So I went to Tractor Supply and I was looking at these lights. I'm like, man, I think I can put those on my motorcycle, and that's exactly what happened. So they just mount to the fairing mounts right here. There's a little auxiliary wire under here that has power to it, and a little push button right here to turn them off and on. But yeah, best $40 I ever spent right there. And I don't like to be riding at night. I don't like to be out on the interstate at all, especially on a big dirt bike. However, I do ride rural, I do ride dirt roads, and I noticed because of the mounting position, I don't have them real tight on here. I can move them by hand. Because of the mounting position, I can reach over and I can pitch these left or right toward a field or something, so I can see deer, animals, anything coming at me. And I'll show y'all how this happens here in a little bit. But yes, I believe these pod lights have probably saved my life probably more than once. There's been a many a time where I come across some deer on the side of the road, darting toward the road, and I wouldn't have seen them if I didn't have a light cocked out toward the left or right, or the wood line, or an open field there. So yeah, I'm gonna show y'all how those work in just a second. You know what? I think I'll show y'all some other stuff that I did to the motorcycle here. All right, here's what I'm talking about. That's my high beams. That's my low beams. I can turn on my auxiliary light here. And there they are. As I'm going down this trail, I can cock one out, raise it up or down, however I need to. Pull the other side out. There we go. I feel a lot more confident driving by that open field to the right, knowing there ain't a bunch of animals out there ready to dart in front of me. And this left one here, I can point on down the road if I need to, or cock it out to the other side. I can kind of see that wood line, see if there's any critters out there that want to get in the way. All right. Oh, there's this. No, that ain't an animal. It's a stick. Try to point them on down the road a little bit. There we go. Yeah, $40. They're 560 lumens, and you can adjust them on the fly. So what I don't like about these, when people put these off-road lights on their forks and everything, is where they gonna point them. You know, I guess you can get a light that disperses really well, but I really like the spotlight effect of these little Tractor Supply pod lights. Whoa, it is 39 degrees out here. It's a little too cold for scooter ride. All right, I'll just start front to back. I got a Shinko E700 Trailmaster tire. It's not the best on the road, and it's not best off-road, but it gives you a little bit of both. I used to run those Tusk D Sport, and those were not good on the road. You got to be honest with yourself. Do you really ride 90% off-road? Well, if you do, they're going to be a great tire, the Tusk D Sports, but the quality isn't there. The rubber is very hard. They're not going to wear evenly. You might get 1,500 miles out of them if you ride 50-50 dirt and off-road. Not only that, they're very hard. The rubber's very hard. If you had a tube go out on the road, I mean, God help you, that tire really isn't pliable enough to be popping it on and off just on the trail side. You need a lot more tools, and in the wintertime it's going to be even worse. So I went with these, and they are not bad. I'm glad I got rid of those Tusk D Sports. I mean, the price is right on those, and this thing was great off-road with a D Sport. This thing would have climbed a tree. However, I don't want to replace my tires every 1,500 miles. Here's some bark busters. These are pretty cheap. I'm sure this is a Chinese brand. They were on it when I bought the bike. They probably decided to put these on when they broke the factory levers off. So these bark busters are on there. If you break a lever, you don't have enough nub to pull the clutch. I mean, you're kind of screwed right there. Here's a phone mount here is just, I don't know, it probably come from Walmart, but it does the job. It's more for like a bicycle, but it's working. Here's my push button I'm talking about for the auxiliary lights. Mirrors, they're kind of disposable. So yeah, these aren't the KLR mirrors. They're kind of ugly, but they just, I mean, they just break off anyway, and you get some new ones. The dirt racks, crash bars. These things will add a lot of weight to this motorcycle, but the motorcycle's heavy anyway. However, it don't matter how much it weighs. If you break that radiator off, you're done on the side of the road. So I definitely recommend these dirt rack crash bars for the Gen 1 here, and this is the cheapest brand that you can get. I'm not sure the brand of these foot pegs here. They're very aggressive, but you don't want your foot slipping off. If you have any rubber here, I'd get rid of them. Some people complain about vibrations from a KLR, but if you got real sensitive feet, this probably isn't the sport for you. I'm sure everyone has heard of these $40 Harbor Freight tool boxes here. They're just mounted this mono key bar right here. I did not spend extra money on the mono key bags to go with them because I'm very cheap, and if you also ride a KLR, you're probably very cheap too. These are very nice. They got a waterproof seal. One modification you got to make is kind of try to install some bungee cords to hold all your junk in so they don't fall out like that. But it's not everything, but it certainly isn't nothing. I do like these boxes. It wasn't hard to bolt on or anything. And they also have these handles up top, and you're not really going to be taking these off and on. However, they're a great spot for the bungee cord. I got my fly fishing pole and my boots right there because springtime is coming up. Got the same thing going on the other side, and let me think of what else I've done to this scooter. Oh, one last thing. This USB port, this is for like a boat or something. I got it at Walmart and just rigged it into the auxiliary wire. That's also powering my off-road lights there. Has a little waterproof cap on it, and it charges the phone. It's all I need it to do. I don't know if it'll run an air pump, like an electric air pump for a tire, but I'm sure it would. Just rev the motor or whatever. And I think that's about everything I've done to this. Hey, thanks for checking out my scooter with me. Everybody ride safe, and thanks for watching.